You're listening to Three Kitchens Podcast, a member of the Alberta Podcast Network, locally grown, community supported. Now let's get cooking, 'cause I'm starving. This episode of Three Kitchens Podcast is brought to you by Alberta Blue Cross. Even if you're a busy business owner with more meetings than hours in a day, you are calm and collected when your group benefit plan is taken care of by Alberta Blue Cross.
Your employees can manage their own health, dental, life, and disability coverage online, anytime, on any device, making it easier for them and for you.
To learn more and explore your options, head to ab.bluecross.ca. Welcome to Three Kitchens Podcast. I'm your host, Heather Dyer, and I'm looking at my computer screen at my lovely co-hosts, Erin Walker and Sarah Somasundaram. Good morning.
Thanks for calling me lovely. I'm still in my jammies.
Hey, we all are.
Heather, you didn't get the note to wear your flannel pajamas. Me and Sarah, because you can't see us listeners, are in our flannels. Oh, Heather's got them on too. She's got the pants.
I got the pants. I just put on my fuzzy top.
I'm reverse business today. I have pants on, but my pajamas are still on because I put pants on to go drive my kids to school, but I leave my pajamas on top.
You're more organized than I am.
I
don't get out of the car.
Oh, I don't get out of the car either.
She's just thinking like, oh, what if there was an accident and here I am in my flannel pants.
What?
Won't make a difference then.
My pants are warmer than my flannels in minus 20. So I put pants on for that reason.
Is it that cold today? I didn't go out this morning.
Minus 24 right now.
Oh, yeah.
It is the deep freeze right now. All right, I have the perfect soup that I delivered to you guys.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some lamb from a local farmer at the Whispering Cedars Ranch. We purchased ourselves a half of a lamb and split it up between us. Do you guys still have some left?
Oh, yes.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. So I ended up with the package that had stewing lamb. And very conveniently, on the Whispering Cedars webpage, they posted a soup. And because I know Sarah loves beets so much, it's also it's a borscht.
So
I somewhat sold Sarah on the last borscht that I made because it had beef in it.
it wasn't somewhat. She liked it.
I did like it.
She says she likes it.
Always add the meat.
Add the meat. So this one had a lamb in it. And so you can check out the recipe on the Whispering Cedars Ranch page. There's included bacon, which I did not get around to adding.
Oh,
Yeah,
I like that idea.
this.
We're like,
I know, I can see the disappointment already in your faces. You're like, you didn't have the bacon. I'm sorry, I didn't have any.
Imagine what it could have been.
It could have been. It had potatoes, beets, carrots, onion, coriander, pepper, beef broth. I believe I used chicken broth though in ours, and sauerkraut or cabbage, but I went and got some sauerkraut.
Oh yeah,
and
way more flavor than plain old cabbage.
And then the thing that I really liked in this recipe was the fresh dill. It totally transformed the flavor of this soup. Like I couldn't get over that fresh dill, and I had garden dill, of course. So plucked it off, popped it on there. Oh man, was that good. I really, really liked that fresh dill. I just mixed it in my soup.
Can you buy fresh dill in the middle of winter?
You can. I do see it at the grocery store in little bundles. And I think they also have it.
They have it in those tubes as well.
Oh,
yeah. So
right.
you can buy them in the tubes.
You can buy it in the tubes. The fresh stuff is so good. Anyway,
it's so much better than the other stuff. Yeah, totally.
Oh, yeah. So I got to make this up, and I saved a little bit. I don't think I saved a lot for you guys. Sorry.
It's a taste.
That's
all we asked for.
Yeah, that's all we asked for. It was really tasty.
Really yummy.
And I had always had borscht before the one that you had made, Erin. Always just the vegetable borscht. I'd never had meat in borscht until you made that one with beef, and now with lamb. And I would say it's way better with meat. I don't know why. It just gives it something extra.
The fat, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know. The flavor is just wowza. I love it.
So how long did you cook the lamb for the borscht?
So I just
that long?
browned the meat. And if you had bacon, you would add it in too. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. You brown it, and then once you add in all your stuff, you just simmer it for about an hour.
Okay.
Nice.
So yeah, it's not terribly long to make, and yeah, it's got some great flavors in it. So
Yummy.
good recipe, Jana and Ryan. We're still and I had those shoulder chops this week too.
Oh, did you?
And
those
I kind of
things are so juicy. It's so
kind of did a
ridiculous.
crappy job cooking them because I just wasn't thinking and too distracted. And then my husband looked at me and he's like, "What are you doing to these?" And I was like, "I don't know," because I just wasn't paying attention. But they were still tasty.
Yeah.
So you can do a crappy job cooking them, and they still turn out great.
Hey, you're not selling our cooking podcast here.
Yeah, I know. Well, I didn't say I was going to share this terrible recipe with you. I'm just admitting that even though I know how to cook them, I was like, I don't know. We were talking.
Yeah.
I wasn't thinking.
Well, you've made some other really great lamb, and we should try to get some of those recipes on the blog.
Yeah.
What else we've done with the lamb? Because I think people would probably like some ideas. Right?
Absolutely. And this isn't the end of lamb. Stay tuned, because later in December, I am going to be experimenting with the lamb. So stay tuned at the end of December.
I know what this is. I can't
Why do
wait
you
to
know?
taste it. You know what it is.
What do I know?
Teaser.
More lamb coming your way.
Lamb is coming your way, and that one I'm kind of afraid about, and I'm excited.
I think we're a little of those feelings too.
Yeah, the excited, afraid.
Yeah, but that's what's so fun about experimenting and trying new things.
Yeah,
in the kitchen. As long as you're not breaking the bank to do it, just go for it, right?
Yeah, this is a great way to use some accessory pieces.
Free meat. Sorry. If anybody's listened to Erin's Arroz con Pollo episode, you'll know what we're talking about.
All about free meat. What are you doing today, Heather? I don't even know why we're here.
You don't know why we're here. Well, okay, I'll tell you, it's not for meat this time. After all this talk about meat, we're not cooking meat.
Well, that's okay. I've covered that portion, so you can do the rest.
Good. I'm going to make something that is super versatile for all your holiday desserts and baking. And it's easy, and you can use it in a whole bunch of different ways, and you can gift it if you need that little hostess gift or something for your neighbor or what have you. So I'm going to make lemon curd. You know I love the lemon. You know me,
I love the lemon too. Oh, this is great. I can't wait.
I don't know what we're talking about, but it sounds good. So
sounds good. Okay, hang on. Let me tell you, before we get into what to do with it, let me tell you about lemon curd. Okay, so lemon curd is made with lemon juice, lemon zest, sugar, egg yolks, and butter. And you're cooking it, whisking it until it thickens. It's kind of like
a pudding.
Jam. Yeah, well, kind of. Except you wouldn't eat a bowl of it. It's more like
it's like lemon meringue pie filling-ish.
Yeah, it's kind of like pie filling. You could use it as in tarts.
Okay,
or
great.
Lemon thumbprint cookies or lemon bars. You know, that lemony filling in the middle of a lemon bar with like shortbread and crumb or whatever. Pop-Tarts would be really good with lemon in them.
Oh, yeah, totally.
Sorry.
Are you okay, Erin?
Sorry, I got too excited for a moment, and oh boy, sorry. Go for it.
You could get fancy with like your holiday dessert. Do like a pavlova with lemon curd and fresh berries or something. You can use it as filling between layer cakes. Yeah, so it's like a dessert spread. You can use it in place of jam. You can put it on your waffles.
Oh yeah, okay.
Make like a breakfast parfait in like a glass with granola and lemon curd and whipped cream. And nobody's asking, but I am going to make something with the lemon curd for you.
Well, we figured we were.
Just the curd.
If you just dropped off a jar of lemon curd, I know we would be capable, but I expect more from you, Heather.
Well, you would be. I would be like,
She'd be eating it with a spoon.
Yes, that's true.
That's
what I usually do.
That's all right too. Nothing wrong with that. But I am going to make a classic British dessert, a trifle. Are you guys familiar with
Yes,
trifle?
of course. Mm-hmm.
Does anyone else think of the Friends where
Yes.
Rachel tried to make a trifle, but the
Oh, and
pages
she
were
put
stuck
meat?
together?
Yeah, she put
Oh,
meat
yes,
there.
yes.
Starts with,
That's
and then all of
right,
a sudden
that's
there's
right.
ground beef and mashed
Oh, that's
potatoes,
right,
and everyone's
that's right.
like,
And they're
I
like,
don't think
"Wait,
this
what
is
was
right.
Gross. Okay, so anyone who's not familiar, it is you can make it any which way you like, really. So many variations, but the basic kind of traditional trifle has pound cake or ladyfinger cookies, sometimes soaked in sherry. Leave out the sherry if you have children eating your trifle, I would say. Jello, custard, whipped cream, and then sometimes fresh fruit, sometimes nuts, sometimes jam instead of Jello. I mean, you can just whatever.
Right.
Just not ground beef and mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly. Think of like your flavor profile, what you're putting. Like, so mine is based on lemon curd. I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to be putting in there, but I probably wouldn't put chocolate. I don't know if chocolate would go with lemon. You know what I mean? So like, pick what goes together.
Right.
So I'm thinking it's the holidays. If you make your curd, then make it easy on yourself. Buy cake.
Yeah.
Make that part easy. Jello, if you want the Jello layer, obviously you can make that from a box, super easy. Don't do custard if you don't want, or if you want like a pudding kind of layer, do the Jello pudding from a box.
Yeah.
Make it simple for yourself, right? Use jam. You don't have to make jam if you want jam. Like just
do as much or as little as you want.
Yeah, you can make this like impressive. It can look really cool and impressive, but you didn't have to go to a whole bunch of work or expense behind the scenes.
Oh, I like that.
Now, traditionally, it's in like a big kind of glass bowl so you can see all the layers.
Right.
If you're doing Jello, you would have to let that set before you put something on top of it. Like, I haven't decided yet about the Jello. I don't know if I've ever had it with Jello.
I've had it so that the Jello is not the bottom layer. What people do is they set it in a different pan and then they cube it and they throw it in.
Oh.
Chunks of Jello, and like sometimes with whipped cream mixed in with the Jello, so that it's like, you know, that dealio.
Yeah. Like more like a Jello, those Jello
layer.
salad.
Yeah.
Jello and whipped cream.
We're hitting the vintage notes again here.
Totally.
We're going back.
Come on, trifle is totally vintage because it's
totally
as vintage as like the 1700s, I think, is when it first appeared.
It's an antique.
It is. Now, you know, I won't be doing whipped cream because I can't eat whipped cream. So I'm thinking that nice whipped coconut cream that Erin introduced us to back with the persimmon pudding.
Yeah.
I think that would be good in this.
Hey, persimmons are at the store now, ladies.
Oh dear.
If you
oh dear, she says.
Hey, they're citrusy and yummy. They might go well in your pudding if you get the fuyu ones.
Furry ones.
Well, don't get the hachia ones because the too water baggy. No.
I'm just still not sold on the persimmon. The whole water bag idea just kind of like...
But that's why the fuyu ones are good, because you can eat them without them being the over-ripened
She goes
condition.
swearing at us again.
Fuyu. Anyway, that's all I really have to say about lemon curd and trifle.
Look forward to seeing what these layers are going to be.
Yeah, simple and impressive if you have to take it to a party.
I'm already excited about getting some lemon curd because I'm going to put those in tarts, baby.
You're assuming I'm giving you lemon curd, not just trifle with lemon curd in it?
Please.
What are you putting it in? Are you putting it in individual mason jars?
I'm not going to do the giant big bowl, I don't think, because it will be harder to like share with you guys.
Right.
So we're not getting together with 3 spoons and a big bowl of trifle?
Giant bowl. I also think that it looks pretty in that dish, but then once you start scooping into it doesn't look...
It's only meant for the very first presentation. And then
it's for when you plop it on the table and go, ta-da!
Then you get what comes into your bowl or whatever. It's like, kind of a lump of stuff. So I haven't decided.
This is a good mason jar recipe too.
Yeah, that might be easier to eat because trifle's kind of messy.
Yeah. And the only thing with a mason jar, you have to be careful how deep your jar is. You'd need a long spoon. I don't know about you guys, but I don't have long, like parfait spoons. I'd have to go out and get spoons. You can also use like a glass, like even just those wide mouth wine, stemless wine glasses. Or
oh, that would look really pretty to serve in a stemless wine glass. I like that idea.
So anyway.
Or a martini glass.
Oh,
it'd be a smaller portion in a martini glass.
Oh, that would be cute. Can you imagine serving that at your party? Little martini glasses of like, oh, so cute.
Oh yeah, you could put in like a little paper umbrella or like
I love it.
to your dessert. Then you wouldn't need a huge spoon. Oh, hey, the other thing I was just thinking is if you do individual trifles, you can put the alcohol in some and not in others.
That's true.
That solves the issue of drugging your children with limoncello or sherry or whatever.
Look forward to it.
All right, good.
Welcome to Super Typical Megabank. How can we disappoint you today?
Hi, I'd like to open an account.
May I pressure you into considering a pro-disadvantage, high-regret, impersonal, everyday inconvenient savings plan with added compounded confusion at no additional discount or apology? It's one of our top disappointers.
I feel so...
Disappointed?
Yeah.
Another unsatisfied customer. Next!
If your bank makes you feel like this, it's time you talk to us. Connect First Credit Union. Bank on a brighter future.
Welcome back, everybody. Okay. All right. Well, this is one of those where I'm here to tell you, dear listener, that when things don't turn out the way you expect, you just keep swimming. You just keep swimming. You just pivot and improvise, which I can do. I can tell you.
MacGyver's here to tell you.
It's like my specialty. Because things seem to... I always pick these things I've never made, and then they don't turn out exactly what I had in my head, and then I don't know what to do with it, and I have to figure it out. So anyway, lemon curd. Let's begin. Let me tell you how to make lemon curd. Very simple, actually. Just sit back and listen. I'll tell you all about it. Okay, you're going to combine in a double boiler over simmering water, or just 2 pots if that's what you got, or a stainless steel bowl over a pot of water, whatever, figure it out. 3/4 cups of granulated sugar, 1/2 cup of fresh lemon juice, a tablespoon of finely grated lemon zest, 4 egg yolks. So you're going to put that in that pot, double boiler, and you're going to whisk constantly for about 10 minutes, or until you reach 170 degrees on a candy thermometer. Then the recipe says remove it from heat and add 4 tablespoons of butter, whisk until combined. This is what I did, although I tripled my recipe because I wanted to have more lemon curd. But I'm just telling you how to make the single recipe, which should make about 1.25 cups of curd if you just make it this single recipe. So because I tripled it, I was working with 2.25 cups of sugar, 1.5 cups of lemon juice, 3 tablespoons of lemon zest, 12 egg yolks, and 12 tablespoons of butter. I was like, this had better work. A whole dozen eggs.
Right.
And when I was separating my eggs, I got one of the yolks was really soft. And so my whites were totally contaminated, and I couldn't use them for like meringue or something, which I thought would be good. I couldn't use them for that. Anyway, something to keep in mind if you're using yolks for your recipe. What are you going to do with the whites? You can freeze them as well. So then you cover it with plastic wrap pressed right onto the curd so you don't get that like film on top, and refrigerate until it's cold. So that's what I did. Then when it was cold, I pull it out of the fridge. It's like liquid. It was way too runny, hardly thickened. And perhaps it was just lack of information in the recipe, but I feel like there could have been more detail around what it should look like when you take it off that double boiler.
Right.
Like it should have thickened, perhaps. I don't know.
Good probability on that one.
I thought it would set in the fridge, is what I assumed based on the recipe. So to Google I go, because I used a whole dozen egg yolks in here. I'm not like ready to toss it out.
This isn't a redo.
I didn't have enough lemons either to like redo.
No, that's right.
It takes quite a few lemons to get 1.5 cups of fresh lemon juice and 3 tablespoons of zest. Like I think I used in total like 8 lemons or so.
Okay.
I Google it and I find a few people who tell me, much like making a mayo, And I was like, oh no.
That lemon curd is a bitch.
Oh shit. Much like making your own mayonnaise, lemon curd can break. So yeah, so I was like, well, what do I do with this now? So when you get it up to that 170 degrees Fahrenheit, you actually should maintain that heat and keep it going until you see it start to thicken. So this person said, you can fix it by reheating, whisking, getting it up to that temperature, and you might have to keep it there for 30 minutes. I was like, whisking for 30 minutes. What? I got it back up to temperature. I whisked it again for close to 30 minutes. And I was like, well, quack. Quack it. Do we put the quack in anymore? Fuck it is what I wanted to say. Yeah. I was like, well, it is what it's going to be. Because I think also once you've taken it and put the fat, like put the butter into it, it changes the consistency somewhat as well. So you can salvage it, but you're not going to get it exactly what it should have been to start with. So what I ended up with and what you guys received is I would say a thinner lemon curd than what probably any of us expected it to be, right? Would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't.
It should have been a bit more like jammy.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Consistency, this was more like you could drizzle it.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Like more like a custard or a
It should have been thicker.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it did taste delicious. I mean, that's just, there's no artificial lemon in it. That's just fresh lemon juice, zest, and it tastes so
It was really good.
good.
Can I just say it is like sunshine in your mouth?
It really is.
Just freaking love lemon curd. Like,
It tastes so
I
good.
feel like I should have this in my fridge, and instead of taking a vitamin C or something, I should just be giving everyone a spoonful of lemon curd as their like cold
Vitamin
and
dose.
flu season vitamin C dose, because that shit is so good.
You won't get scurvy.
No scurvy for us.
Nope. The only thing is it's quite a bit of sugar, and I actually, had I sort of tasted, I would have reduced the sugar. I personally would have liked it a little more tart and a little less sweet. But I mean, go by taste and see how you like it, I would say.
Right.
So now I have a slightly runny lemon curd, and my plan was to make trifle. Well, a trifle is supposed to have layers, right? That are kind of can hold each other up. And I knew right away this lemon curd was not going to form a layer. It was not going to hold anything up,
Okay.
right?
It
So
wasn't being very supportive, was it?
it was not supportive. And so this is where I had to just keep swimming and kind of improvise a bit. So I still had all the same components. I made a pound cake, cut it up. I did drizzle a little bit of bourbon on that cake, but not enough probably that maybe you would notice, because I still wanted to give it to the kids. Although in the end, I don't even know if the kids ate it. I don't remember now. But anyway, I had pound cake, I had lemon curd, I had a bit of whipped coconut cream and blueberries, pomegranate seeds, and was that it?
And malt balls.
Little white chocolate whoppers that I put on the top of.
What are they called?
Whoppers.
Whoppers. They are malt, right?
Yeah, like Maltesers, but they're Whoppers. Anyway. Oh, and also raspberry jello that I
Oh, that's
had
right.
cut
There was
into
that little bit of jello in there.
heart shapes, which didn't hold up really either. just chop it up, honestly. I put yours into wine glasses. And then I made so I had these white, what do you call them? Candy melts. They're supposed to be like white chocolate.
Yeah.
Candy melts you get at the craft store.
Oh, yeah.
So I melted them down and I painted them, and I created like my kids called it the half pipe. It's like a white chocolate vessel to put in. So I thought, if you end up with a trifle that doesn't look like a trifle in a bowl, like a nice layered thing.
Oh, great tip.
You can just serve it up differently. Like it's more like a not deconstructed, but like abstract. It's like the Picasso.
Abstract.
It's a Picasso trifle. That's what it is. Just for fun, I put my trifle, in quotation marks, into this sort of half cylinder of white chocolate. Although you can't really eat that because those melts, they set hard.
Oh, do they?
There's nothing mixed
And they're
with it.
very sweet.
Is it? I didn't even taste. And it's very sturdy, so it can hold your curd and cream and everything and not like fall apart.
Right.
Anyway, I did that for fun. My kids helped me
really
with the
cute.
painting it in and whatever.
Very nice. I love
very
that.
cute. Oh my God, that looks like the best trifle I've ever seen. I
Yeah.
love it.
That's nice. Thank you.
That is so cool.
Or you know what? Just so you can just improvise or scrap your trifle idea. Serve your guest a slice of cake with lemon curd drizzled over it and some berries and some cream. Like just present it differently, right? Like you don't, just because your plan appears not to be feasible, you can do it a different way and it still tastes delicious. This is like the little lesson of this episode.
Well, I think that's the best part of this trifle is that you can put it together any way you want, really. Like the way that you did it in the wine glasses, it looked gorgeous.
Yeah, it was very pretty.
And it tasted delicious. I was terrified of breaking your wine glass the whole time.
You don't usually eat out of a wine glass with a spoon, right?
Yeah, I know. And it's like, that's thin, but it was so good.
So
I loved the pomegranate in there. I loved the little crispy crunch of the
Me too.
seeds. I
love
thought that
those.
was a great fruit to add in there. But I have also had many issues with getting a lemon curd to set.
Oh.
And I have gone through multiple lemon meringue pie recipes because to make a lemon meringue pie, you make a lemon curd. And so I finally found one that has stood up time after time. So from Sally's Baking Addiction. And this one actually stays together.
Should have asked you
So-
before.
No,
That's good.
it's more
That's
fun to
good.
watch
Tell
you.
us.
No.
Oh.
Anyway, this one has you whisking your yolks in a bowl on the side and leaving them. And then so not in a double boiler, just in a pan on the stove, you want to whisk together your water, sugar, cornstarch, salt, lemon juice, and zest over medium heat and like let it thicken.
Yeah.
And then you add, once that's all dissolved and starting to thicken, you temper your egg yolks by adding a couple tablespoons of the sugary stuff into the egg yolks and mix it around. And then you take your pot off the stove and you slowly stream in your egg yolks and whisk it in. And then you put it back on the stove and heat it up again until it thickens.
And then, I'm sorry.
And then you have lemon
Cook
curd.
this mixture until it is thick and big bubbles are bursting at the surface, which maybe is the direction you needed.
Did you notice the other key difference in that recipe?
No butter.
Cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
Oh.
Yeah.
But there was no butter in this one.
Oh, then you add your tablespoons of butter at the end again.
Oh, okay.
It's like when you
Same
make
dealio.
the sheriff lemon pie from a box,
Yeah.
right? You do that at the very end. You stir your butter into it. I don't know what it is about finishing it with butter, but anyways, cornstarch probably makes a huge difference.
Well,
would
you know
think.
what? My other recipe that does not set also has cornstarch in it.
So
So
maybe it's that heat, that temperature, the bubbling.
again, like I look at the two recipes I have and they're basically the same, but one sets better than the other. And I can't tell you why. I've made both recipes a couple times, just assuming like, oh, maybe I had a bad day and just, fucked it up without knowing. But I cannot get the one recipe to set and I can get the other one to set. And they have pretty much the same ingredients in different concentrations, of course. But yeah.
Oh, let's post the one that Erin has had success with on our blog instead of the one that I had failure with.
Well,
But it's got better direction, right?
Yeah.
is the lemon curd supposed to be exactly the same as what you put in a lemon meringue pie?
I don't know exactly. I would think
That's where I think the cornstarch piece maybe makes it not a lemon curd.
it's pie filling because it needs to
it's
set
pie filling?
thicker.
I don't know.
But maybe you just, I mean, I still think you're better off with the thicker curd because it's more versatile. Although the thinner stuff, you can drizzle that on, like scoop that onto your waffles and your French toast and all your, I was even thinking you could have a little bowl and make it almost like a lemon dessert, like fondue, but have like your curd and then like cake, cookies, fruit, whatever. And
Oh, so smart.
Dip
Cute.
it.
Yes, you
Love
could.
it. So Christmassy too.
No complaints here.
It was very delicious and it was great because I think I was working late. My husband was working late and We split it in half and we were just silently eating the trifle. It was so good. So many, like it was tart and it was sweet and it had different textures. Great job.
Well, there you go.
I think it was delicious.
It's a lesson in improv.
But I did think it looked pretty.
Yeah.
You're right. It was like a modern or like contemporary take on trifle.
The contemporary trifle. Thank you, Heather. I loved that so much.
Thank you.
And now for the fine print. Join us over on the socials, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Pinterest, and on our website at threekitchenspodcast.com. And remember, when you like, follow, subscribe, and review, it helps more people find us. Thank you so much for listening. Edit, edit, edit.